Hey guys, so we have some interesting astrology going on this week, and we are starting this week in some more of this like peak energy. Spirits are probably quite high, energy's probably running high, passions are probably running quite high, and we are generally being very supported in whatever we have going on, specifically things that we're working on, that we're building, that we're creating. There's likely to be a successful outcome in terms of what we're putting our energy into this past weekend, but also this week, starting this week on Monday for sure, and moving through the week. We have both luminaries in their third quarter square moon phase. The sun is in Leo and the moon is in Taurus in a square with each other on Monday, but they're both also making an exact contact with Jupiter, planet of expansion, luck, blessings, trust, faith, optimism, hope, success. So, even challenges that we're coming up against in the energy today and this week are likely to have a positive outcome, and we just have some blessed energy that is opening our week this week, so we want to use it for the best. Now, some other things that we have going on to start our week this week: Venus and the black moon, the dual sides of the feminine, are coming into an exact alignment on Monday, and they're also going to be forming a square to Uranus, and we're also going to have Mercury and Jupiter in this big trine in the sky. Should be a very interesting week, you guys. And again, we are starting it in some like big time firepower energy. So let's get into our report of the day. Let's look at this energy as we are opening our week in a little bit more detail and see how things are unfolding for us on Monday and moving through the energy as it comes together this week. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Monday, August 7th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day, where we are narrating the shift of the ages. Of course, on this channel, what we are doing, we're looking at the astrology on a day-by-day, week-by-week, month-by-month basis, but we're also always looking at it, keeping in mind that we are currently in this greater shift of ages. And I like to look at these activations in terms of the role that they are playing in moving us in that direction. So that's what we're doing, microcosm, macrocosm today. And moving through this week, we are definitely at an energetic high point. If you guys watched my weekend video, I was talking about the influence of Jupiter that is dominating the skies right now. And Jupiter is, traditionally in ancient astrology known as the Great Benefic. This is a planet of expansion, of growth, of luck, blessings, good fortune, optimism, hope, truth, trust, faith, belief, ruling the sign of Sagittarius. And when we have Jupiter activated, things are generally like looking up. We're feeling good about things. We're feeling optimistic. There's like a restored sense of hope and faith and trust and optimism, confidence in what we have going on. And we're just riding high. And that is likely to be definitely like a dimension of the vibe Monday to start the week. Over the weekend, probably felt this as well. We have had Mars in a trine with Jupiter, really expanding energy levels. We have had the sun starting yesterday. This transit began yesterday on Sunday, and it is wrapping up and culminating today in an exact square to the sun. This is also, the sun is the life force energy. This is like our gusto. This is our vitality. Jupiter expands everything. And even by square aspect, which are generally the more difficult aspects in astrology, Jupiter has a tendency of still having a positive effect. And Jupiter in a square to the sun, like this is energy where we can accomplish anything. Like we can do anything. We can, conquer any challenge or perform any task. Like nothing is beyond our capabilities in this energy. There are some, things that we need to watch out for and be a bit careful of when we have Jupiter as such a dominant force. And these, are some things that we're going to want to keep in mind as this energy plays out today, Monday, to start our week, because it's like we are likely to be riding very high. Not only do we have the sun finishing up this exact square to Jupiter transit, but the moon also happens to be transiting the sign of Taurus as well, coming into an exact conjunction with Jupiter. So we are going to have Jupiter and the sun in exact square, while the moon and Jupiter are in an exact alignment in square to the sun. So not only, are we having our third quarter square phase of the moon come in today as well. That happens when the sun and the moon come into exact square with each other, because our last sun moon big aspect was the full moon in Aquarius, the opposition. Now we know that this next square, the square energy that we are in today, this is the third and final square of our Cancer new moon cycle. So third quarter square moon phase, this is like a culmination period. This is when we can come up against, some of the resistances or, the challenges to completing whatever it is that we began with the new moon. And this is also sort of when we're culminating things, wrapping things up, getting ready to, finish whatever we intended or whatever began with the new moon cycle, and moving towards this new phase of growth that will be coming up with the new moon in Leo, which will be our next lunar cycle. So we've got a third quarter square of the moon energy coming in today, and this is enhanced by Jupiter in exact alignment with both of these planets. So again, any challenges to our growth, to our progress, to what it is that we're trying to complete, to move on from, to culminate at this point in time, being quite supported, we should be feeling pretty good about our ability to make it happen, whatever it is that needs to happen as this energy comes through today. So, blessings, good fortune, good luck in terms of whatever challenges we may face, we are overcoming, we are working on, or we are just trying to wrap up any, loose ends or whatever it is. Like I said, in this energy, assisting us to get things done and to make things happen. We should be feeling confident. We should be feeling optimistic about whatever it is that we are putting this energy into, and our efforts are definitely paying off. This is energy where you don't want to just be sort of sitting on the sidelines, watching a movie or show or something and letting it go by. This is energy where if there's a job that needs to be done, if there's a task that needs to be completed, if there are resources or tools at your disposal to create or build or do something with, use this energy, because we're talking about the sun and the sign of Leo, okay? The sun rules the sign of Leo. This is the strongest creative force. And then we're talking about also the moon in the sign of Taurus. The moon loves to be in the sign of Taurus. This is even though we've got squares going on between the sun and the moon, this is a very blessed, supported phase of this month pertaining to whatever began with the new moon in Cancer that happened. I forget the exact date of it now, but 3 weeks ago, as we are in the third quarter square, the third week essentially of this energy. So it's a very positive vibe that we have going on to start this week, very supportive vibe that we have going on to start this week. Also, moon in the sign of Taurus, this is good food, wanting to indulge in our senses and stuff like that, comfort and luxury and just having very sensual experiences. And then the sun and the sign of Leo, this is creativity and joy and fun and play. So this is also, you could find yourself just in a situation where maybe you're really going out to a restaurant and having some good food with some very good company or a lot of fun or good times. This is indulging the senses and simultaneously just really having a great time. And with all that Jupiter energy, things are probably going well. Now, of course, like I said, there can be a bit of a downside to the Jupiter energy, because this is energy that is all about expansion and can therefore be about extravagance and can therefore be about overindulging or taking things over the top. So we don't want to allow ourselves to get just out of bounds or out of control or carried away or take things too far. Jupiter can also, have a tendency of being a bit self-aggrandizing sometimes. Can be kind of know-it-all energy, or just very attached to our own beliefs and understandings about things. So we want to make sure that we're not just getting too whipped up or carried away with things in this energy. And this is also energy where we're likely to have a lot of energy in the moment. You may have found yourself having excessive levels of energy over this past couple days, and just more physical stamina, endurance, and just greater aptitude to get things done, because we have had this Jupiter influence that has been expanding our energy levels. However, we want to be careful, again, not to allow ourselves to get burnt out, not to just go too hard, because, we feel like we can do anything in this energy, and we really can do anything in this energy, but it's not a long sustaining energy. As we move through this week, and as the Sun square Jupiter begins to separate, we've also got the Mars trine Jupiter energy separating. Energy levels are going to begin to normalize. So, whereas this week we really may have felt like we could run a marathon, and maybe we actually did run a marathon, we don't want to go ahead and sign ourselves up for another one coming up here like in this next couple weeks, unless that's something that we're accustomed to doing all the time, because it's just, the energy levels are going to drop, and things are honestly probably going to get a bit crazy as we move through this week, and as we move into the third week of August also, for sure. We've got very strong Uranian influences that are about to be hitting us. And it's not just that. It's like, I kind of feel like moving through this month of August and through the fall and, the winter and into 2024, like we're entering, and it makes sense as well because Pluto is preparing to enter the sign of Aquarius, like for real and for good, coming up here in, the not too distant future. But we've got Uranus in the sign of Taurus coming into a trine with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. And this is going to create a very powerful Uranian force of unexpected sudden change that is intertwined sort of with these like death and rebirth qualities of the Plutonian energy. We're about to go through some major transformations that are likely to be very unexpected, but really move us forward in some like monumental ways. And I feel like the Uranian flavor that is activating and beginning to come in, this month of August, especially moving into the second and third week, we're going to have a new moon coming up here in Leo that's going to be an exact aspect to Uranus. This is really going to kick this up. And then we're going to have Jupiter start moving into a conjunction with Uranus as well. Uranus energy is really about to be like a major flavor moving into this next 2024 year, which, as we talk about on this channel, we are currently in a shift and transition of ages that is moving us forward towards the age of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. So it makes sense that these Uranian vibes would begin to sort of like pick up some steam. And I feel like we're doing that this week, and it's sort of like indicating, okay, what we see this week, what we see next week, and as a result of this new moon that we have coming up in the sign of Leo, it may be foreshadowing what is to come, coming, through this winter and heading into 2024, where Uranus energy really becomes like this force to be reckoned with all the Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus trine Pluto influence that we're going to be dealing with, and that is really getting activated now. So very interesting. But in terms of the Uranus energy that's going to be activating this week, it's going to be Venus again. Venus is retrograde right now, has stationed retrograde and is moving retrograde through the sign of Leo. This will be her second exact Uranus square. And today, actually on Monday, to start our week, we have another interesting aspect playing out. And that is that Venus is coming back into exact alignment with the black moon in the sign of Leo. Now, we already had this activation once, and I'll talk more about this, as we move through the week, but Venus and the black moon together, this is the dual nature of the feminine. This is the dark and the light dimensions of the feminine energy coming into a unity. This is creating like an internal harmonization of both the light and the dark within us. This is bringing sort of like our unconscious and our subconscious desires and needs, and like our conscious desires and needs sort of into an alignment. And with the Uranus energy also at play, which Uranus awakens us to things as well, we may be going through some like deep internal awakenings this week that are also sort of, Jupiter. With all of this Jupiterian energy, Jupiter also brings truth. So we may really be awakening to some of the deeper aspects of our own nature, maybe where we had been shutting out or denying or betraying parts of ourselves, and, what within us needs to be healed in order to heal the various dimensions of our heart and sort of like get us recalibrated to like an internalized harmony that's in alignment with who we really are and what we really want to like birth and create in this world, which which also makes sense right now considering that we are going through a new transit, a new 1.5-year cycle of growth and development, with the North Node transiting the sign of Aries and the South Node transiting the sign of Libra. South Node in Libra, this is also ruled by Venus. Okay, this is like a rectification or like a redo or like just a realignment in terms of our heart-based energy and how we relate with others and how we relate with ourselves and what we value and, you know, what we do and don't desire to relate with and connect with on these internalized levels anymore. So, you know, this black moon, Venus conjunction, like black moon, this, you know, black moon rules our shadow side issues, our fears, our insecurities, the unhealed trauma within us, and the subconscious programming that has been developed as a result of that actually plays this very powerful and dominant role in our lives in terms of what we attract into our experience and the relationships and the circumstances that we find ourselves in. And whenever the black moon is activated by a planet or, you know, by conjunction, you know, the moon, whatever, it's trying to help us gain a deeper level of understanding in terms of where our own shadow side issues are, where our own blockages are, where our own self-sabotaging patterns are. And Venus and the black moon in an alignment, this is the most harmonious and benefic black moon alignment that there is, because it is, you know, the both sides of the divine feminine getting to come into an alignment with each other and being able to create this fusion of like the shadow and the light, this integration, right? That's the word I'm looking for. This integration of the shadow side energy within us, and it can have a very healing impact. We also, you know, that being said, are going to be having the sun and Chiron come into exact trine in their fire signs this week as well. So there's a simultaneously, there's like a healing influence that we could find ourselves maybe like dwelling on things that happened in various relationships and with various people from the past this week, the impact that it's had on us, you know, maybe like the unhealed wounds within us that exist as a result, but more importantly, awakening to or gaining some insight into or, you know, a higher perspective about what we need to do and what we can do at this point in time so that we can heal and release ourselves from these issues to essentially gain a greater sense of, you know, mastery over our own circumstances, over our own conscious experiences moving forward, which is also another very integral part of our transition into the age of Aquarius, which is all about activating, you know, this energy within us that is inspiring us towards a path of self-actualization and, you know, figuring out who we really are and what we're really about and what our gifts and blessings are and what our passions are and activating our destiny and, you know, fulfilling this purpose on this greater level and coming to this greater level of fulfillment and understanding and helping us to truly gain that greater level of wisdom and like co-creative power over our own experience going forward. So very, very powerful forces at play, period of time that we're in right now, energy that we're moving through. This month of August is likely to be profound in a very unexpected and surprising way. So, and remember, this is also happening against a current backdrop right now of Pluto, this force that represents death, rebirth, purge, purification, profound transformation, in an exact square to the nodes of the moon, destiny and karma, the past and the future, what we're moving on from and what we're growing into next. So, you know, we are all in some way going through some like major life change or very personal turning point or transformation in our lives, and we've got energy that's coming through this week that is supporting us, that is helping to give us confidence, that is helping to like motivate us and to help us trust our ability to act and succeed in what we're doing right now, but simultaneously helping us to gain an awakening to a greater level of awareness of our own issues or the deeper natures of our own heart, so that perhaps we can decide what it is that we truly do and don't want anymore, and who it is that we truly do and don't want to, you know, continue to relate or connect with, or, you know, how we do and don't want to represent ourselves in terms of like the relationship to ourselves and in the world moving forward as we go through this next period of time that again is having a lot to do with a personal transformation back into a greater alignment with our own personal truth and also our own personal destiny, with the North Node being in the sign of Aries. So that's what we got going on, you guys. I feel like that is essentially, you know, the big sort of energetic push overall right now. As I said, as we move through the energy this week, things are likely to get very interesting. Today, of course, we have the exact sun squared Jupiter with the moon conjuncting Jupiter in the square to the sun. So this is this big, huge energy, and also the black moon Venus alignment. Again, like, we could be coming to realize, you know, some of the deeper or just more hidden dimensions, like of our own heart, or, you know, of our own desires in some capacity, and, you know, going through some type of an internalized experience where we are integrating or accepting or forgiving or healing, transforming somehow. So reharmonizing, rebalancing, and this could be playing out in our relationships as well when we have this Venus going, the energy going on. Definitely a force coming through this week that is working to create changes in relationships for the better. You can bet on that. But we also have this big Mercury Jupiter energy that is going to be happening on Wednesday. Mercury trine Jupiter in Earth signs, and we simultaneously that day will have Venus and Uranus in an exact square. Because we're talking about Mercury, Uranus, and Earth signs in Taurus and Virgo especially, and we're talking about Venus ruling money, wealth, finances in the square to Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Also, there could be some very unexpected big financial news that sort of hits us out of nowhere. Could be quite shocking that we see playing out this week with all the Earth sign energy and the Venus energy, Uranus. That type of thing is very, very indicated. This could also be like stuff from the past. There could be reverses of judgments going on somehow related to a material situation or money or possessions that are playing a key role in an unexpected way somehow this week, or things having to do with like assets or possessions again, or partnerships, also like financial partnerships and stuff like that. Or it could also have to do with relationships or people from the past specifically, because we are talking about the Venus retrograde energy. But there is likely to be some type of a reversal that happens this week, some type of a reversal of judgment, some type of a something that we thought was happening, or something that we thought had happened, or something that we thought we understood about something that gets sort of flipped upside down, and we're like, oh wow, like that is not what I thought it was. That opens our eyes to something. Tempers could also definitely be flaring this week, you guys. Mercury is now also building into a conjunction with Mars in the sign of Virgo. So this could be some like conflicts or fights over information. This could be arguments, debates. People are probably having a hard time like holding their tongue about things, or like wielding some verbal weapons. That could be something that we have going on this week as well, with Mars, Mercury building in conjunction in the sign of Virgo, which is all about like information and the facts and stuff like that. There could definitely be like fights over the facts about stuff, and the trine to Jupiter making this like very big news. I think personally that we are going to see some very interesting and unexpected news or reversals or information coming out. I think it's really going to hit on a world stage level this week. We actually have Mercury on Monday to start this week. The Sabian symbol, 13 degrees of Virgo. A powerful statesman overcomes a state of political hysteria. So I feel like that Mercury being at that symbol to start the week, coming into the conjunction with Mars this week in Virgo, ruled by Mercury, right? This is news, this is information, this is facts, this is context. Coming into also the trine to Jupiter, this is in a very big way with Mercury at that degree. And then we also have the North Node in Aries right now, 28 Aries. That Sabian symbol is a large disappointed audience. So with those two symbols in effect, I do think that we could see perhaps some big news or some big information that is hitting like on the public stage, on the world stage. Could be very financial related, or could have to do again with reversals and judgments about something somehow. somehow, or could just have to do with a war of words or a battle over like facts or context or truth. But again, with all of this big Jupiter energy, like the truth won't be held back, the truth won't be restrained. Like this is an expansive influence that, and with Uranus also, that is looking to rectify things, to fix things, to awaken us to the truth of things, and to like, this is secrets revealed energy also, especially with the Venus Black Moon conjunction simultaneously going on in the square to Uranus. So with that symbolism in play as well, I do, it should be very interesting, both in terms of like our own personal experiences and in terms of what's happening on a more collective level. Should be a very interesting week. Lots of mental energy we're going towards now. We've had lots of physical energy this past couple weeks, but this is now going to be geared more in terms of the mental realm. Again, this could also be provoking like some nervous anxiety energy. And this week and next week, you guys, again, we don't want to allow ourselves to get burnt out. We don't want to get too carried away. We don't want to take things over top. We want to try our best to stay grounded to the best of our ability, because the fourth week of August coming in, there is a potential for some like lowered vitality, lower energy and stuff like that. So we don't want to be so hyped up in this energy this first couple of weeks that we like crash going into the third or the fourth week of the month of August. But this will be a week of some big mental energy. Again, like hot-headedness. There could be some very big or like public arguments or debates. Like I said, challenges of like wit or fact or information. People are also likely to be quite defensive and quick to anger in the energy this week and moving into next week as well. So another thing to keep in mind. And there's also some symbolism coming through about a need to really trust our gut about stuff right now. And, ask for divine assistance if you are in a place where you just don't know what to do and you need some answers from maybe a higher perspective. We have, in terms of other symbolism that we've got going on, we have Mars right now at 18 degrees of Virgo. That Sabian symbol is two girls playing within a Ouija board. And we also have Pluto right now at 29 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is a woman reading tea leaves. So ask and answers may be available for you. Divine assistance, like just prayer, meditation, connecting to a higher power may be very beneficial to us this week. And, things are going to change. Expect the unexpected, very fast-paced news information, very big, significant happenings and ongoings could be the flavor of our week this week, you guys. So that's basically what I have to say about our astrology. Let's talk about some tarot for a minute. I haven't done a reading for us in a little while, because last week I like to do these tarot, when I do the tarot cards, I like to do them along with like the daily reports and not so much when I'm doing the weekends or like the monthly overviews and the new moons and full moons and stuff like that. But we're going to look at some tarot cards for today, and the message that is coming out to me very indicative of what we've got going on this week. It is looking like, the things that we've been waiting on to happen, essentially. Again, there's likely to be some reversals going on, either a reversal in judgment or seeing things from a different perspective or having like our eyes opened in some way that rebalances things for us and that changes things in a way that leads to our ability to be more creative, to be more productive somehow. And there's a lot having to do this week with this like earth-based energy, financial things, money, projects, partnerships also. And this could also translate into like deals or negotiations that are going on, stuff like that. So let's look at the cards. The first card that we had coming out was the Ten of Pentacles. It came out sort of on its side. And so to me, this is talking about like what we are working towards creating that we feel like will provide like a very significant sense of fulfillment or abundance or the goals that we're working on. This could also be like family related as well, okay? Something that we're working towards, something, a vision that we had, something that we're trying to create or bring into fruition right now, something that we value and prioritize. We are, you know, we're working towards it, but maybe like we haven't gotten all the way there yet. And then we've got the Seven of Pentacles that came out in reverse. This is also talking about, you know, like the harvest, what we've been putting our energy into, what we've been cultivating, what we've been growing, what we've been tending. In reverse though, like that's blocked, that's not happening, that's not coming to fruition, that's not working right, that's meeting resistance. The next cards that we had coming out came out together, and we had the Judgment reversed, followed by the Six of Pentacles. You know, I said a couple times through my report, like, I feel like there are some reversements of judgment that are going to be going on. We've also got the South Node right now, transiting the sign of Libra. This is associated with, like, that judgment scales energy as well. Venus retrograde, things are being rebalanced. Then the Venus and the Black Moon together, there's a need to reharmonize, to rebalance, to reintegrate somehow in order for us to be able to move forward in a way that is going to lead to this greater sense of creative potential and abundance and like success and being very just like capable of producing through our own creative potential. And we had the Nine of Pentacles underneath the Empress on the back of the deck. It's like where our efforts to create maybe like had been blocked in some capacity. It's like there is some type, and it's the Judgment card in reverse. So it's not something necessarily that we are doing or saying. It's like this higher power or this divine alignment or this awakening or hearing the trumpets or having an epiphany or some dream or synchronicity or message or flash of insight that is hitting us in some type of a way that is reversing things for us, that is causing some type of shift or change in something that had been out of balance. And as a result of a harmonization that is underway, this is actually like unblocking our path to be able to grow, to create, to build, to receive also whatever it is that, you know, we're trying to nurture and cultivate in this energy. We had the Ten of Pentacles sideways to start, and then we had the Empress with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse on the back of the deck. It's like this is an extremely profoundly creative energy that we're in right now, and it's an energy that we can create like in and of ourselves, that which we truly desire or bring us a greater sense of fulfillment, or can bring like, this is also like solid commitment or something that can be very stable and enduring and long lasting. This is also like legacy building energy, but it's like whatever blockages or challenges or whatever wasn't working right, something happening, Judgment in reverse, some piece of information or perspective or context or awakening or divine inspiration or reversal of judgment somehow. And then it's so interesting because, you know, then like the Judgment in reverse came out with the Six of Pentacles on top of it. The Six of Pentacles is the card about reciprocity, about like an even give and take, about rebalancing things. So there's just, and then, you know, Judgment in reverse, shift in judgment that rebalances things somehow in a way that is more fair, that is more just, that is more like given, better balanced give and take. So I don't know, guys, you know, that's what it's saying. And with all of this pentacle, all of this coin energy again, and like Uranus squaring Venus retrograde this week, while we have this Mercury Jupiter energy, there could just be some financial reversals or partnership-based reversals or things from the past that have been unjust or out of alignment or causing some type of imbalance in a current material-based or financial situation. But this is Earth energy. This is having an impact on the 3D reality. So it'll be very interesting to see, again, like what comes through this week as this energy unfolds for us. So that's what the tarot cards are saying. Let's grab one more card now. Let's grab a synchronicity card. God, Spirit, Universe, what guidance will benefit us this week? What do we need to know? What will it, you know, what's some good advice that we should keep in mind as this energy plays out and we head through this second week of August? You are protected. And it's also interesting because the position of the South Node this week, a man alone in deep gloom, unnoticed, angels are coming to his aid. That's the position where the South Node is right now. So we are also, again, as this card is saying also, there is a supernatural or divine force that is protecting us, all of this Jupiter energy, in the changes that we are making right now, in what we are detaching from, and in our process of transformation to become who we are turning into as we enter this new phase of our lives. You are protected. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. Psalms 91:11. Know your guardian angel is with you always, protecting you from harm. Be assured he keeps you safe. When fear overwhelms you, read the 91st Psalm in its entirety and rest in the assurance that you are protected. So we have no fears as we go through this period of time. Things definitely may be uncertain. Things may happen out of the ordinary. Things may be very random or chaotic, very fast paced. We may not have a great idea of exactly what's happening over this next couple weeks, this next couple days, but we need to keep in mind that we are protected, and everything that is happening now is for the best and is actually happening for our specific best interest. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, message from the cards. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys, share it with your friends if you think that they would like this type of content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate knowing how this energy is affecting you. Let me know in the comment section below if you are having experiences that match up with what I'm talking about in these reports. I love you guys so much. I also have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, and an Instagram. Those are in my description box below. I post these whiteboards in my Facebook group. So if you want to know what it says on those in entirety, that's where you will find that. And come back with me on Wednesday, you guys. We've got another big energy day on Wednesday going on. Again, this is the day where we will have Mercury and Jupiter in an exact trine in Earth signs, and Venus retrograde and Uranus in an exact square and fixed sign. So we've got some big unexpected information or messages that could be coming at us this weekend. And we'll be back on Wednesday to talk all about it. I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. I will see you then, guys. Have a beautiful day, and until next time, bye.